Hello students, today I am going to discuss on the topic typo technological and functional identification of different tools, particularly various types of scrapers, points, borers, blades, bone tools, microleads and neoleads along with possers. The term typology means the classification of artifacts into tool family, type group, type, subtype, and variety on the basis of their form and method of manufacture, also the taxonomic and evolutionary phases of archaeological research. As we have already discussed in the previous practical classes on the typology, technology, that means typo technological classification and functional identification of tools of lower Paleolithic cultural phase. Let us now discuss on the lithic and bone tools along with the possers belonging to the Middle Paleolithic, Upper Paleolithic, Mesolithic and Neolithic cultural periods and phases. The classification of artifacts and their manufacturing techniques are discussed here under the following heads. Number 1. Middle Paleolithic cultural phase tools. Number 2. Upper Paleolithic cultural phase tools. And number 3. Mesolithic cultural period tools. And number 4. Neolithic cultural period tools. The scrapers, points and borers are the characteristic tool of Middle Paleolithic. Hence, these three type groups are selected as representative tools for drawing and description of Middle Paleolithic cultural phase. Scrapers. Scrapers are the most common type group. They are usually smaller tools made on medium-sized flakes or blades. They are essentially manipulated by finger. Here our main concern is on three types, namely side scraper, round scraper and end scraper, and two subtypes, convex side scraper and concave side scraper, also known as hollow scraper only. Now let us discuss on side scraper. The side scraper is a tool made on a medium-sized flake with a working edge at one of the sides. It is usually prepared or manufactured by using Levallois technique. It might have been used in scraping purposes by pushing the edge both forward and backward over the hides and skin. Next, let us discuss on round scraper. It is named after the position and nature of the working edge. The specimen possesses its working end all round the flake or core. Round scraper is used for finer work, whereas thumbnail scraper is used as small whittling knife. Now let's come to the end scraper. It is generally made on blades. The working edge is produced by fluting recesses on the dorsal side but at one of the ends of the blade. The end scraper might have been used for scraping purposes by holding the ventral side facing upward with the scraping motion towards the user. Now let's come to convex side scraper. Since typological classification attempts essentially to classify thought of the nature of the lithic tools, it is important to judge the dominant effort used in converting the thought into a tool type. They might have been used in scraping hides and skin by pushing the edge both forward and backward. Then lastly, let's come to the concave side scraper. It is also another variety of side scraper where the working edge remains curved at one of the lateral sides of the flake. It is mostly produced by using percussion technique. It might have been used for scraping away any excess material on a shaft or bone artifact in spoke-shaped fashion. Let's discuss on the points. It is made on flake or blade. The main character of a point is that it possesses a very thin, narrow, pointed edge produced by careful secondary dusting. According to their shape, point can be classified into triangular points, leaf-shaped points, particularly willow leaf and laurel leaf, tang points or shoulder points, etc. Borer is also known as awl. It is made on a flake or nodule by making deep notches one on each side to form a narrow but stout projecting point that is being sharpened by careful and minute retouches. These tools might have been used for boring or drilling holes for further use. Now let's come to borer cum scraper. This is another characteristic tool of this period. In this type of tool, the projecting borer end is retouched along with the adjoining concavities to serve as guards, protecting the object to be bored as well as the tool itself. It gives a suitable handhold to the manipulator. Now come to the blade first. It is a long and a thin flake which possesses at least two parallel flake skirts on the dorsal surface. The ventral surface is represented by a single flake skirt. The length of the blade should exceed twice its breadth. Now let's come to simple blade. As stated above, a blade is a long and thin parallel side flake. It is produced by pressure packing technique. It cannot be used as a tool without further modification. Now let us discuss on blunted blade. It is an ordinary rectangular blade. One of its naturally obtained sharp edge is blunted by a series of stiff flaking. These, when hafted to a handle, can serve as a knife. The blunted edge is inserted into the groove and secured with vegetable resins. Now come to the bone tools. The bone tools of Upper Paleolithic cultural phases include harpoons, bone needles, bone points, dart thrower, and baton the commandments. The next point is about harpoons. The harpoons constitute an important tool family within which an evolutionary series can be recognized. They are simple harpoon, single bob harpoon, double bob harpoon, double bob harpoon with knob, multiple bob harpoon without knob, and multiple bob harpoon with knob. These tools might have been manufactured by using grinding and grooving techniques and used for hunting, small games, and fishing. Now let's come to the bone needles. Bone needles can occur only in the Magdalenian industries. Sometimes they have eyes and sometimes not. These tools were manufactured by grinding, grooving, and boring technique. These implements might have been used for stitching purposes. Now let us discuss on bone points or bone length points. These tools are thin ones of bone pointed at one end and the other end varies considerably. They are made by using grinding and grooving techniques. They might be used as the heads of lances. Now come to the dart thrower. It is produced by grinding, grooving, and engraving techniques. As the name suggests, these tools might have been used as the thrown of the projectiles like dart. Now let us discuss on baton the commandment. These tools consist of a portion of antler with one or more holes pierced through the main body. This tool is produced by using grinding, grooving, boring, and engraving technique. Baton the commandment might have been used as arrow straightener. Brooches, scepters, and pliable tongs or reins cut from reindeer hide. Microlith means small stone. These include tiny stone tools intentionally made by reaters or secondary working. The most important types are fluted core, simple microblade, reaters microblade, and geometric microliths. Let's now come to the fluted core. It is the remaining portion of the core from which a number of microblades have been removed by using fluting technique. Now come to simple microblades. These are thin and slender flakes produced by fluting technique. They might be used as composite tools. Now come to the next point, reaters microblades. Such blades are often retouched either on one longer side or on both the longer sides. This retouch is the only test by which one can distinguish a true blade from a large number of chips. Last one, let's come to geometric microliths. The geometric microliths include crescent, triangle, and trapeze. Now come to crescent or lunate. These are very tiny geometric microliths which have the shape of a crescent moon. The arc is usually thick and intentionally blunted to facilitate hafting in a handle. Let's come to triangle. The triangle is a neatly formed regular geometric structure. According to their form, different names are given. They are produced by punching technique. They are used for making the bobs of harpoons. Now let's come to trapeze. In a trapeze, two horizontal, one is upper and the other one is lower, sides are parallel, and these parallel sides consist of the original primary flag of which the tool is a part. They are also used as a composite tool. Now let us discuss on cells. There are various types of cells. They are X type of cell, S type of cell, solder cell. They are described below. Now let us discuss on X type of cell. This tool is the one characteristic feature of ground X produced by grinding and polishing technique. It might be used for cutting and splitting trees. Now let us discuss on S type of cell. It is a thick triangular piece made normally on a flag. It is also produced by grinding and polishing technique. An edge is essentially a carpenter's tool, though it is also used for agricultural purposes. Next come to the point chisel. A lithic chisel is a small, narrow, cylindrical or rectangular piece with two of its smoother sides tapering halfway down to the edge to form a broad edge. Tool making technique is grinding and polishing. It is applied to the timber so that the edge cut the timber on a wide front across the fiber of the wood. Lastly, let's come to the solder shaft. The chief feature of the solder shaft are the prolongation of the butt end into a tenon to provide a suitable haft. It might be used for both agricultural and carpentry works. Now let us discuss on ringstone. This is a comparatively thick, small, round or rectangular stone with their surfaces smoothed by packing and grinding. Such ringstones seem to have been used as weights for digging sticks, and they are suggestive of primitive agriculture. Now let's come to pottery and potsherd. It may be defined as a container or vessel or pot made of clay that is baked or fired to a certain temperature. And potsherds are the broken pieces of pottery. Here we mean all the sherds collected from the archaeological context, whether explored or excavated. These give us important clues about the ceramics and its associated cultural levels. Pottery existed from Mesolithic onwards till that through Chalcolithic period, Bronze Age and early Iron Age. In this module, we concern only the Neolithic handmade and wheel-made potsherds. Now come to the handmade potsherds. It is a coarse fabric, rough texture and coarse surface finish. Firing is not done completely. It is a part of the body without any decoration. It might be used for storing purposes. Now let us discuss on wheel-made potsherd. It is reddish brown in color and made on laminated clay. The surface is decorated with black painting in geometric pattern. The thickness of the surface is uniform. It is made by wheel and complete firing by using enclosed kiln. Typology is the means of classification of artifacts based on the basis of their form and methods of mapping along with the taxonomic and evolutionary phases of archaeological research. The study of various processes or techniques that might have been employed in fashioning different types of tools of prehistoric period. Based on the above criteria, the tools of Middle Paleolithic cultural phase is classified into scraper, point, and borer, while the Upper Paleolithic include blade, back blades, and bone tools. The microliths are Mesolithic tools. Likewise, shells, chisel, ringstones, and pottery are considered as Neolithic artifacts. All the tool types are described along with their manufacturing techniques and probable functions.